Thank you for joining us now. The Supreme Court, Friday, in what has been described by many as a victory for the rule of law and gain for democracy, has approved the use of the old Naira notes of 1,000, 500, and 200 banknotes till December 2023. Now, the APS court gave the ruling in a unanimous judgment on Friday that the old Naira notes shall continue to be a legal tender until December 2023. In its ruling, the court declared Buhari's order new Naira invalid, ruling that the directive given earlier by the president was unconstitutional and illegal. So we look at the what next now that the Supreme Court has ruled. That's the big question now. Olusegun Okwade is chairman Ikeja District Society of ICANN, joins us now to look at this. What next? Thank you for joining us and we appreciate your time for being with us again. Can you hear me, sir?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's good to have you with us again. And if you follow development with this regards to ruling, so how will these, bring back normalcy now that we have the Supreme Court in place? Talk to us. What's your position?
Yeah, we all heard the judgment of the Supreme Court on Friday, reverting to status quo. This has been their position since January, that the three governors from Kaduna, Kogi, and Zamfara took the federal government to court for making the new Naira note a legal tender. But be that it may, you and I, we are actually watching to have the instruction from the federal government that was actually sued to go ahead and give instruction to CBN. Don't forget that the suit did not join CBN, who is in charge of our monetary policy in the suit. And the banks, as we speak, do not take instruction from any other place rather than the Central Bank of Nigeria. So we are waiting for the directive and the instruction from the federal government or the CBN report to know the next line of action.
So, but the question is, do we have to wait for CBN to, for CBN's directive? Does the bank have to wait for that? And if they have to wait, does the CBN need any directive from the presidency before they can carry out the Supreme Court's ruling?
Yeah, if I start from the real, like you asked, the commercial bank do not take instruction from any other person than their regulator. And there are sanctions when you violate the rules stipulated by the regulator. As today, the last memo the banks received was from CBN, asking them that the 500, the 1,000 old currency is no longer a legal tender. So until a counter memo comes from CBN, who is the regulators of the commercial bank, there is nothing they can do. They cannot act on the impulse of the court. It is the regulator that will tell them what they need to do, because maybe after the Supreme Court declaration, definitely, there will be meeting between the CBN governor, the federal government, and even the judiciary that made that particular position. So for the answer on the part of CBN, whether they have to wait for federal government directive, the same is still applicable. I'm not a lawyer, but I feel logically that the CBN, who actually is an arm or an agency of the federal government, needs to get instruction from them. And aside that, they are it is the federal government that was sued, given instruction to, not the CBN. There are two levels.
Well, I think the CBN is also joining the suit there. Yes, CBN, the first, respondents should be federal government, and why the second respondent should be joining the suit is also CBN. So one expect that perhaps it's both the federal government and CBN. But my question, therefore, do you think this will create a kind of confusion in to the fact that over time the president has been, described in a way as disobeying court order? Because the ruling came on Friday. By now, a lot of people expect, some, issuance or directive from the CBN with that particular ruling.
Yeah, just like you mentioned that the president most of the time is slow to react or respond to issue that they get from the Supreme Court. Same will be applicable there. Let me play the devil advocate. You and I understand that the federal government had a purpose of carrying out this policy, and it's been believed that they would have thought through some of the reasons for bringing out some of these things. And don't forget that the time that the federal government said if they consider anything to be security threats, even if there is a ruling from the Supreme Court, they will not obey it because the security of the citizen is more paramount than that of the law. So for me, it's the directive of the federal government under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari, who, if he doesn't give instruction to CBN, I don't think any action can occur. So I would just say that people should exercise caution. We might have a safe landing, but something is telling me that the president might use technicality and see how to buy time till after the gubernatorial. Yeah, before they can respond to the issue. They might technically buy time. I'm sure you know when there are injunctions like this, they might tell you that, well, that at the time they reported that the 500 and the 200 Naira have been destroyed, and people are asking, show us where we destroyed it. So we might have some technicality playing out.
I wanted to quickly.
And for this week,
okay,
and that back to us on that particular thing. So that's what I think we need to do.
Okay, pardon me.
Just suspicion for now.
Okay, pardon me. Let me jump in here. So, how soon do you think we should start seeing the reissuing or reissuance of the in circulation? Because it took a lot of time for it to be withdrawn from circulation.